Hey, Gabriel,
Hey, Gaybros Jose.
surprise me. Where are we today?
There are no surprises left. I'm in San Francisco, you're in Chicago because you left me.
And I broke your heart in the process. And I'm
Oh
sorry.
my God.
I feel guilty, and I know that I will go to hell for this, not for enjoying the company of men.
It's just me and my husband now. I don't spend any time with anyone because you
Well-
are the only person I spend time with.
True, is your husband and your two dogs. Let's be completely fair.
That's fair, yeah.
And all the feces and syringes that you can actually enjoy in the Thunderbird.
Yes, I have a lot of syringe entertainment, junkie entertainment, but it's not the same as going to dive bars with you.
I know. But yeah, well, we will see each other again, sooner or later.
At some point.
But meanwhile, what if it was this time?
This time it was your choice, which I had a
Mhm.
hard time remembering because this could have easily been my choice, but we watched the 2021 instant classic Lamb.
Instant classic. Just Add Water. A24, Just Add Water, instant classic.
A24 film directed by Valdimar Jóhannsson, who I'm assuming is Icelandic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the film premiered at Cannes, and it won the. I'm not even going to try and pronounce this.
A certain regard. Let's just say it in English. A certain
Something
regard.
special.
Yeah. Is that there is something about this movie. We don't know exactly what it is. It doesn't mean that it's amazing, but there is
There's
something. Yeah. And yeah, this was my pick. The reason why I picked it is because I saw the trailer of many movies recently that I think is because I go to the cinema to watch a lot of A24 movies, and they target like pretty well the audience. And I feel is that I really need to watch this. I felt like this is going to be like super unsettling. It's going to be horror. There's going to be like so many layers in this movie that I need to watch it the first day. And we also at least I went on opening night.
And I felt the same way. Like, if you hadn't picked this film and I knew you were willing to go to a theater to watch it, I would have been like, this. In fact, if we were living in the same city,
Oh, we had gone together.
we haven't seen a film together since Nymphomaniac Part 2, but I would insist that we go see Lamb.
Seriously? That was the last one that we watched?
I mean, there was Let's Be Cops.
But we never finished watching that.
We walked
The-
out of that. And then I think Nymphomaniac Part 2. That's the last film we saw together.
I had to say that was the first.
We saw Jurassic Park, which is a perfect film.
True. Yeah, last year. Sadly, a bit over a year ago.
Your
But
40th
you didn't have to tell how old I was. I wanted people to just tell. I just wanted people to just think that I was young for them. But sure, yeah, on my 40th birthday 1 year ago. But as this was my pick, what was this movie about?
So to give a synopsis of this film is a little bit difficult because some things aren't revealed until maybe midway through the film, but I'm going to do spoilers. This is about an Icelandic couple. They live in rural Iceland. They have a sheep farm.
It's a sheep or goats.
I don't know the difference.
Well, they're like-
I know.
Okay, they're like horned animals. They have horns.
They're goats / sheep, and they recently lost a child. And you don't know this from the very beginning, but there's like this tension, there's this sadness that you don't pick up on until later in the film when they're delivering the lambs, like the children of the goats. I don't know how to say that.
Yeah, lambs. Yeah.
They're delivering the lambs and everything is normal until there is one sheep, goat, whatever, who delivers a baby who's half human, half sheep. And they immediately pick up on this child. It's not a child, it's a sheep.
Yeah.
They immediately put this thing in as their child and they start to raise it as a human.
Well, I would say that one of the interesting things is that we don't see that specific lamb is half human, half sheep. for a very, very long time in the movie. We only see like some kind of there is something weird here. Is that we only see that they start like paying a lot of attention to the ship and they take it with them, but we don't know why.
And the director clearly wanted to hide this from the viewer because, as you said, it's maybe halfway through the film where we discover, when we first see this baby, the sheep, whatever, we see that it has a mostly human body. And I don't know what the director was trying to say about this, but Noomi Rapace, I don't know how to say her name, she is desperately looking for her child. She can't find it. She runs outside and she picks up this sheep who is freezing, and for the first time we see that it's mostly human with a sheep head and a sheep left arm.
Okay, right or left? Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Right or left? It doesn't matter. One sheep hand, one human hand.
Yeah. But yeah, the problem, this is one of the first problems that I have with this movie, is that the trailer gives that away completely.
Yeah.
And even like the marketing that I was showing you from the A24 Instagram page is that gives away that completely. But the movie tries really hard from hiding, from just building the suspense about like, why do they care so much about that specific lamb?
And I think this film, mostly I'm in support of trailers, but I think this film specifically would benefit from nobody having seen the trailer, because there's so much mystery to this. There's so much that's revealed very slowly that I think if anybody listening could go in and watch this film without having seen anything or heard anything about it,
too late.
It would be for the best.
Yeah, and I agree. I fully agree. I think that I had a similar situation to what Big was. That I really liked the movie, but I said the trailer, it was telling me something different. I think that in this case, that the trailer just sold me too much on it. I think that it would have been like just working better if it was only like just disturbing or unsettling scenes with the sheep/goats and the family just trying to protect a specific lamb.
So going back to the synopsis, I don't know that there's much more to add besides this couple who lost a child. They're trying to raise this sheep/human.
Well, the brother, that's so sad.
The what?
The brother of the father, quote unquote.
Yes, so the brother of the father shows up and he's like, hey, this is fucking insane. What are you doing?
What the fuck is that? I love that scene.
We're happy. Leave us alone. Fuck you. And eventually the brother, who in one of the most disturbing scenes of the film actually goes to kill the kid, but ultimately ends up being like, no, this is cool. I'm just gonna hang out with this kid. Everything is fine.
But he tries to get frisky with the mother because it looks like they had some kind of affair in the past or some kind of proximity to each other.
They definitely were lovers in the past.
Yeah.
Which is super fucked up.
But we don't know if it was before she got married. We don't.
There's this interesting scene where we see a music video of the brother, who clearly used to be some sort of success in Iceland, or I don't know if it's Iceland, but he used to be some sort of pop star, and she clearly used to be attracted to him during that time he was successful.
Yeah.
But he's clearly a failed actor, a failed singer at this point, and he relies on them to give him money to make him feel, I don't know, secure.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Brother, because the brother was a very, very disturbing character that intruded in their lives and tried to disrupt their lives, but
I think that it was exactly the point. It was just trying to get someone that is not completely blinded about what this creature is. It's when you look at that creature, it's you are wondering for most of the movie, what the fuck is wrong with the quote-unquote parents. And when he actually steps into the scene, it's a bit more like the voice of reason about what the fuck is the thing. But he's falling in love with her.
Like complacent, like he participated in the fantasy of
True.
raising a child.
True, but it's like after almost killing the creature. He understood that basically this creature was just a replacement for the suffering that he had. It was just like a tool on the process of just grieving from the kid that died. That I also love. One thing that I love about this movie is that they never look at the camera and just explain everything. They just give you like a small hints. Is that I even thought at the beginning is that maybe Ada, I think that is the name of the lamb, and the daughter that died is. But the thing I was thinking is that well, maybe it's the mother. Maybe is that the mother it was like just buried there. They never look at the camera.
That I can't remember how to pronounce her name. Noomi Rapace, the girl with the dragon, and her husband. Was it clear to you that they had a child that died for whatever reason? I don't know if it was a miscarriage.
They never spell it. I don't think that it was a miscarriage. There are like two hints, of course, when they're like in front of the cross, and the name is the same as the lamb. And it's a bit more like, hey, you're using like this creature as some kind of replacement for your dead daughter or your dead whatever. And then the other part is when they're talking about like this year is being pretty good. It's like, yeah, it's been pretty good compared with last year. And last year was significantly better than the previous one. That it makes you think that something really bad happened 2 years ago.
And I think that's a major misservice that the trailer did, because the trailer tried to explain things that aren't necessarily explained in the movie.
They tried to explain?
In the trailer, I clearly understood that they had a kid, the kid died, and they're desperately trying to replace the kid. And then this sheep/human shows up, and I got all of that from the trailer, where I think that it would have been more helpful for me as a viewer if I had just shown up to the film and been like, oh, like, I don't understand what's going on. Like, these people are desperately trying to make connections. I don't understand, but I want to understand.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that the trailer gave away like way too much. It tried to just say to the face of the audience about like, what was this about? That it could have just sold the idea of this is going to be unsettling. And that's fine. Just show the dog barking, just show the lamb, just show not the lamb with the human body, but just show that there is a lamb that they are protecting for no particular reason. The lamb, the goat, like just, I don't know what goat talking is. I don't know what is like the word for that.
Like bleating, I think.
Bleeding, okay. Bleeding was doing like in front of the window, and that's enough. Or maybe like just showing also like the woman about to shoot the mother. And that's enough for making it disturbing.
And that was for me the most horrific scene in the film. So we understand that Noomi Rapace, I know I don't pronounce it wrong, she lost a child. We don't know how, we don't know what happened. But then she feels like she's been given this second chance. She's given this lamb/human like baby. But the mother of the lamb/human desperately wants to be with her child. So she stands outside of the human couple's house and she bleats and she wants to be with her human or with her child. And then at some point, Noomi Rapace is like, no, I'm gonna fucking kill her.
No.
And so she goes and kills the sheep.
Yeah, so basically, as I was telling my boyfriend when we were watching, it's like, this is the kind of entitlement that only a white couple could get away with. They steal a baby from someone else and then they shoot the mother. And that is
her entitlement is like, oh, I got this new child, I'm gonna fucking kill the sheep, I'm gonna kill the mom, and everything's fine.
Yeah, because it's for me, it's about my suffering. It's not about like the kid of this creature.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what the other mother is going through. I just need a replacement for my child.
Yep. So I thought that is like the movie, of course, is a bit about like the fear of having babies, about like bringing something alive to the world and maybe losing them. And it's like for them to go like even a step further into try to replacing them for something abhorrent, that doesn't make any kind of sense. Then there is a part that I feel is like this is about, and please don't take it personally, but maybe if I gave you this warning, maybe you're taking it personally. It's about like those couples that they take their pets as if they were kids.
Fuck you, first off. Fuck you. But no, I don't disagree at all. I mean, in my opinion, this film is about a couple who is devastated by the death of a child, no matter how it happened. I don't know if it was a miscarriage or a horrible tragedy. But the child dies, and this couple is desperately looking for a replacement. It doesn't matter what the replacement is.
No.
They just need something to fill that gap. And ultimately, what filled that gap is not good for them. Not at all.
No. Do you want to spoil the ending?
I think so. I mean, so few people will listen to this podcast
That doesn't
and
matter.
have seen the film, so spoil away.
So, and I want to really hear about like how you feel about it, but basically at the end, while the wife is taking the husband's brother away and just giving him some money, the husband goes out to the field with the lamb, and then suddenly a creature shows up that is mostly human and a bit of goat, like a fawn kind of creature that is pretty clear that's probably the father. And that creature actually stole the shotgun that the wife used to kill the goat mother, and he uses it to just kill the father and just walks away with the lamb.
So now that everything is exposed, I will say that I didn't understand anything about the ending. Like, I found it very satisfying that this like goat/human came to like do payback.
Yeah.
To the mother who killed the mother of his child, but I don't understand.
I
What was
don't. I don't know what was the point of that. I just felt it's okay. You guys already mentioned this, like one of the few things that you guys do, almost looking at the camera about like, I heard some folk tales of these things happening. Is that this folk tale become a reality? But it's like, holy shit! Is that you guys didn't even wonder about adopting like a half human, half lamb creature? And it's like, is now when you are like just going to be like paying for it? It just feels like now is when you're trying. What is the director of The Witch and the Lighthouse? Roger. You know who I'm talking about?
No idea.
So it just felt about like at this point is when we're truly going to be like committing to just being a folk tale. And Robert Eggers, the one that is doing the Northman or whatever, the one with Bjork and many other people that no one cares about.
I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
Do you know Robert Eggers?
Oh, Robert Eggers, yes.
Yeah. He's directing The Northman that is coming out next year, that is going to have Bjork and other people. Bjork and other people, let's just leave it like that. So it just felt like at that point when there's like, okay, now let's go with the folk tale angle. It just felt like a Robert Eggers movie. But the problem is like if you're not building towards that, if you're only delivering at the end, it just felt like, what are you trying to get out of this? Even if you tell me that this creature is going to be like making this couple suffer as he's suffering because he lost his wife. What is the point? Am I too dumb for getting this? Or are you just mixing up like different ideas here?
I felt the exact same way. So I saw this in theaters yesterday, and I left the theater, and I was like, I should feel. What should I feel? Like super satisfied that this was like an allegory, and I could like neatly put it into a box where like a white couple appropriated everything that they needed because they lost a child. And I couldn't, like, I left it and I was like, this makes zero sense. And I read a ton of articles about the actors in this movie, the director, and about what they thought it meant. And I kind of see what they said, but ultimately, as somebody who sees movies, I saw this film, I walked out, and I thought, this makes no fucking sense. This is not an important film at all.
No, that's completely fair. I just feel like it didn't live up to its full potential. I just think that there are like many ideas from a premise perspective, but I don't know how they screwed up. I mean, it's not that they screwed up. It's just like no one read this script. Is it the same way that Pig was like the first movie of that director, and it's like this is going somewhere, and you have like some points to make. Is like so after trying to make some points, is like let's just keep it allegorical completely. You know, it's like an allegorical, not with any messages. It's like just throw it to the air, and they just maybe people get it, maybe not. But make the trailer as explicit as possible.
This is not an allegory in any way possible, and you know, you and I are both super fucking pretentious. We look for like anything. You are fucking pretentious. Shut up. But I looked for meaning in this film, in the script. I couldn't find anything. Nothing. I mean, there's something there about losing a child and desperately seeking to, I don't know, like replace what you lost with something in reality, but there's nothing there. There's nothing there.
I just feel like the script never commits. The script never really commits about like developing a single point. And at the end, you end up with this pastiche of, is it there are several ideas here that they are not bad, but never really materializes into anything that is going to be like just transcending this movie. I just left, and the only thing that it was just keeping in my movie was this good? Because it was beautiful to look at, but it's like, was this good?
I will say that the direction is incredible. It's really, really brilliant the way the director guided certain scenes and how we saw the relationship between the mom, the dad, and the kid. But ultimately, even like fantastic direction could not save this script that had no point at all.
No, that's fair. That's completely fair. So it looks like the writer, and I'm sorry for saying this, the writer of this movie, along the director, that he also wrote the script, of course, he also wrote Dancer in the Dark.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Nope. Jon Sigurdsson.
That makes me so sad because both of us love Dancer in the Dark. We love it.
I do.
We love it and we love to hate it.
No, I mean, I love to hate Lars von Trier. I cannot love to hate Dancer in the Dark. Dancer in the Dark is a movie that made me cry multiple times.
But because it's emotionally abusive, not because it's like a transcendent film.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that is completely honest. I think that is just designed with the perspective of making me cry. But it's a series on that. He's the librettist.
I'm looking at the IMDb page of Valdimar Jóhannsson.
No. Look in Lamb for Sion, not Valdimar Jóhannsson, like the other writer of Lamb.
Oh, Sion. Okay. So he's an Icelandic poet who's very famous in Iceland.
Correct. And he's also writing the script for The Northman.
So I'll say that, like, based on Dancer in the Dark, I have a lot of hope for the film.
Oh.
And based on Lamb, I'm a little bit pessimistic.
Yeah, anything may happen. Absolutely anything may happen.
So I will say that based on the Cannes Award that this film got, I expected something a little bit more experimental, a little bit more emotionally impactful. This film had everything that I love, like a great cast, a great script, a great director, but ultimately this film was disappointing. I wanted to connect with it, I couldn't.
I really tried to connect with it, and there were like several points that it was like, I think that I'm connecting with it, and then it went in a tangent, and it was like, what are you trying to do? Is that this is not such a hard movie when you have like this setting? Is that it looks gorgeous, and it's just about like a family that is completely isolated from everything else, and they have a lamb baby. That's the only thing. Just propel this idea. Don't turn it into anything else. But he didn't know what he was trying to do.
It had no idea, and I don't know. I can't even imagine what it was trying to achieve. Like, what is there? I don't know.
No, that's completely fair. Should we go over the questions?
Let's do it.
So, would you watch it again?
Yes, 100%. Because I would be desperately trying to identify what I missed.
It's really funny that we watch movies sometimes and we desperately want to love them.
But also because critics say it's worth watching, and you're like, what did I miss? Like, I have to find what all these other people found interesting about it.
But I think I actually talked with a couple of people, like someone from Acquire and Brian from this other podcast, and I told to both of them, it's like, go watch it, but because it's not a bad movie. And I think that it tries to do something, it doesn't really connect with me, because from my perspective, it tries to do many things, not just a single thing, and try to do it like making a point come across. So I could watch it again, but I don't know. I feel a bit strange. And I'm going to be like just answering the next one. That is like, would you recommend it? I already did a couple of times. Not recommend it, but I didn't detract people from going to watch it.
So wait, you did recommend it to people? Or...
People ask me when I say that, hey, I went to watch Lamb last weekend. They ask me, oh, how is it? Is that I think that it's okay. I think that is an interesting viewing.
Yeah, I can't think of. There's no one I can think of right now that I would recommend this to. No one.
Wow. What about if I hadn't watched it yet?
Honestly, I would have recommended it to you when I saw the trailer and I saw the awards it had gotten. But after I watched it, I would not recommend it to you.
Do you think that you will remember it?
Yes. Yeah. The script is a fail, but I will remember it for its uniqueness.
My idea is no. I don't think that I'm going to remember this movie. I think that is like the location is amazing. It's a bit more about like just like casting nowadays. Anya Taylor-Joy. There is like, oh, you get like some kind of extra point because it looks cool and mysterious. If you go to Iceland and you want to do like some outdoors stuff, it's like it looks gorgeous. It's like this is as easy as it gets for just shooting something that it looks gorgeous. But everything else is like it's a lamb mixed up with a human, but I don't remember anything else.
That's fair.
Yeah. So next question: is there anything artistic about it?
I would say the direction is very good. I would say the goat child was adorable and very, very well done. Ultimately, I have to say no. There's nothing that interesting.
No? Okay. I could say yes, but as I was saying earlier, I think that is cheating when you go to a location and that it looks so gorgeous by itself. And I don't think that they actually use it to its full potential. I think that it's just okay, I think it could have been like significantly more artistic than what it was. But I think there is a baseline art.
I can agree with that.
Is it a timeless piece?
Again, I don't understand what the message was, but I believe that in 50 years, whatever the message is would come across. I don't know what it is, but yes, I would say.
You think yes?
Yes.
I could actually go with no, because I think that is actually just appealing to our sensibilities. It's more A24 films. They are designed for the people that we are right now. And it's something that I was talking yesterday with Brian. We were talking about, look, Marvel movies, they are just a formula. Is that they actually just take like a script and they just check all the boxes. But I'm getting to the point that A24 is doing the same.
But take a step back. Like, you watched this film 4 or 5 days ago, right?
Yeah.
So if you saw this 50 years in the future, do you think you would get anything that didn't exist for your viewing 4 or 5 days ago?
No. I don't think that there is anything more or anything less. I would just feel as confused as I am right now.
So wouldn't that be a timeless piece? I mean, not for the right reasons, but there's nothing that makes this film like...
But the topics that they actually talk about, is like, as they are not like fully realized, I just feel like there is nothing that it will just sustain the pass of time, because it doesn't say anything.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
God, my score has changed a lot. Could you turn it into a TV show?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think that there is any reason for this to be turned into something longer than the hour and a half this last. Do you think that this movie could have been better?
I do. I think with a stronger script, I could have been more engaged. I would have gotten more from whatever resolution there is. There's not any. I wanted to get more. I wanted to feel like I don't know what the end of that sentence is. I just wanted more. I wanted to feel like there was some substance to this, and there's not.
I agree with that. Is that for me, the script, it was like you had all the elements about like doing something amazing. I don't know what this is. I honestly don't know. It's like it's not bad, but it's not good either. It's in a middle ground. Yeah. But I mean, as you said, it's like when people ask me, it's like, oh, how is it? Because I saw the trailer and I was like really interested. It's like, yeah, I saw the trailer and I also was like really interested, but I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say, because I cannot tell you. It's like at the end there is a gold man creature with his dong like flapping around, and he just shoots a human.
But ultimately, we don't care. We don't care that he's there.
Well, because there is no point for it if he's from a different movie.
But if he had appeared and we understood, wow, she made super bad decisions, and we understood, like, he's here to exact punishment. No, there's no sense to this movie.
No, it's like we understand that basically they kidnap a creature from her mother, and they're like just basically being punished by that, because of that. But at the same time, it's like.
But you ask that like a question because we don't understand. Like nobody is certain what is happening. Nobody. No,
because it's a motivation. It's basically like sunshine. It's like at the end of the movie, it's like in sunshine is the last 20-30 minutes, and this is the last 2 minutes. It's like suddenly there's like a random creature that is just looking for vengeance or murder of other creatures.
I feel like Sunshine is light years ahead of this film.
Now I'm extremely curious to hear your score on this.
I'm ready to score whenever you want.
Yeah, for me, this could have been better. This script has been a bit of a mess. So, what is your score for this?
My score is a 5.5 because this film didn't work for me, but it's slightly above the like average mediocre film that we see in theaters.
And that's mind-blowing because my score at the end was also a 5.5. I can tell you that I went like from a 7, 6.5, and then a 7, and then I actually went down to a 3.5. But
we're best friends because our minds are completely on the same lines. We're best friends.
Not because you publish that on Instagram stories, it make it true. But when I was saying is that I don't think that this is a good movie. I think that it's like visually appealing, but it doesn't know what to do. That's the part that I feel like
none.
Yeah. And it's like, I just feel like this is such a big missed opportunity. The same way that Pig has some kind of point about existing, this movie doesn't. This movie could have disappeared from the surface of Earth. No one would have cared.
Yeah, if it had any idea what it wanted to be, it could have been that, but it doesn't.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like this is one of the biggest failures as an A24 movie. Not about like, oh, this was bad. It was a bit more like, this should have been like way more. It's not a mediocre film per se, but you sold me a superior movie, and you owe me the superior movie.
Yeah, I agree, and that's why, not to lead into our next film, but I feel like our next film is going to cure all the complaints that we had about this movie with it.
Okay. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So what is the next film?
We're going to watch, was it 2018?
No, it was before that. It was like 16, probably. 13, actually 13.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding.
Did I keep out the year we met? Okay, it doesn't matter. We're going to watch the film starring Scarlett Johansson under her skin?
Under the skin.
Yeah, Under the Skin, where Scarlett Johansson plays an alien without a vagina.
Spoiler alert. Too much spoiler alert, man. Yeah, it was 2014. But he actually was in the circuit on 2013. And I'm so really looking forward to watch this movie again because it's one of the most disturbing and impactful movies that I watched in the last 10 years. And it's sci-fi.
Did we watch this film together? No.
No.
We didn't go.
No, I watched it with Edwin, actually. We just let the scenes like, holy shit. Holy shit. It's not about like not having a vagina. But when you told me, I'm sorry for giving this away, when you told me that it's like, yeah, half of the people that Scarlett Johansson kidnaps on her van, they were like random people, they were not actors. I was mind blown by that.
Yeah, no, there's so much that's interesting about this film. I'm so excited to watch it and discuss it.
Yeah, this like probably for me is the best acting role for Scarlett Johansson after Black Widow.
I mean, did you see the Marvel movies? Because they're pretty good.
Yeah, that's the reason why I said Black Widow, because she has an acting role. You know, it's like that's about her. And her, also her is a really good acting role. You know, you can see all the nuances of her voice.
Her, that voice acting.
Okay, man, anything else to say about Lamb?
I'm super disappointed to say that this is not worth going to the theaters. I really, 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 really wanted to enjoy it. It's not enjoyable. There's nothing there.
I have to say that after this conversation, I feel a bit dirty about like talking with these people, you know, and telling them is that, hey, maybe it's good, go watch it. I don't think that it's bad, but it didn't resonate with me. And the more that I think about it, the more peace I feel about it.
It's not bad. Like, the direction is incredible, the acting is incredible. I just didn't find anything to like latch onto. There's nothing there.
No, I agree. It's just a failed product, and those hurt even more than the ones that they're like just plain bad.
Yeah, there was a lot of like, I had so much hope for this. There was a lot of promise to it, but no, there's nothing. There's nothing to grasp onto.
Well, that sucks. In any case, should we just wrap up?
That's it. There's nothing more to say. Wash your hands. We'll see you next episode.
Okay, bye.